UFC flyweight champion Jennifer Maia was a plus 1,000 underdog in her title bid against Valentina Shevchenko back in 2020. And hey, we remember that fight. She won round two, but lost 49-46 on all three judges' scorecards. And for Maia, since she lost that fight, it's been quite a bit of a mixed bag. Beating Jessica Ai, another former title challenger, losing to Caitlin Chookagian, a former title challenger, and then her last time out losing to Manon Fialho, who will soon be a title challenger, we all assume. And for Maia, she's one of three ranked fighters on this entire card, but the lone competing on the prelim portion. If you couldn't have guessed it already, you have Derek Lewis and Sergey Spivak in the main event as the other two. So for Maia, she goes from title to former title challenger, future title challenger, to completely out of the rankings and taking on Ukraine's Maryna Moroz. And for the Iron Lady, she's a team, what is she, a coach on the women's Olympic boxing team in Ukraine. Boxing really is her bread and butter. She's a master of sport in the discipline. And for Maryna Moroz, she doesn't necessarily fight like a boxer in every single one of her fights, and you can go back to her fight against Joanne Wood when she was at strawweight. You could go to Jennifer Maia's fight against Joanne Wood as a flyweight. Both these women have first-round armbar finishes over Wood, so I'm sure Wood's probably going to go grab a snack or go to the local 7-Eleven when this one takes place. But for Moroz, 3-fight win streak dating back to 2019. You consider the third to last fight, Sabina Mazo, then Maeda Bueno Silva, then Maria Agapova. Her last two times out, big time bonuses. And for Moroz, she really is gaining a lot of steam in this division.
She definitely is, but this is a huge step up in competition, going from Agapova to someone like Jennifer Maia, who was the first fighter in this weight class to have genuine success against Valentina Shevchenko. And it does feel like every other fighter who has then gone on to fight Valentina has then faced, or at least gone off the similar game plan.
I think Jacek had more success at 125.
I mean, a little bit. Jędrzejczyk lost every round, though. At least Maia got one. My point is, Maia was the first person to win a round and have any success. And she did it with her grappling. And Tyler Santos, the last fighter who had success against Valentina, followed Jennifer Maia's game plan to have that success. Everyone who's followed Joanna's game plan is getting knocked the F out, and it has looked very, very bad. So for Maia, I do feel like you have to give her that respect for being the first person to at least make the champion look somewhat vulnerable. But the issue has been, I think about it I really like the Raptors, and they would lose to LeBron James in the playoffs every single year. And there's teams like this in every sport where their destiny is almost the second round of the conference finals, because you know what their weaknesses are and you know what their strengths are. And you know that those teams who are then going to go on to the championship level are going to be able to exploit some of their weaknesses. And for Maia, I feel like at this point in her career, we just know what she excels at, which is the offensive grappling. But we do know what her weaknesses are on the feet, especially with her at-range striking. And I think against someone like Maryna Moroz, who is so good with her 1-2s and her volume striking, is really going to give her trouble.
When the hell does Jennifer Maia offensively grapple in the UFC?
Jennifer Maia is someone who, yes, she has good Muay Thai. She throws kicks from the outside. I don't think if she does that against Maryna Moroz, she's going to have any success.
No, and well, listen, we'll let the cat out of the bag right now at this point in the video. I don't think it's going to be one of the longer ones we've ever made. But for Jennifer Maia, she's an underdog in the matchup. As a ranked fighter against an unranked. She opened a plus 130, she's plus 147. Moroz opened minus 150, minus 180 right now. Jennifer Maia stands square, walks people down like this, throws kicks, limited boxing, doesn't cut the cage, and has a hard time when facing strikers that can throw a lot of volume at her, like she did against Fialho, like she did against Chookagian. And when Moroz strikes, not that she's to the level of Chookagian or Fialho, but she strikes in the same type of manner.
They do have a little bit more snap on their shots for sure, but that's the thing about Moroz, and this is the thing that people have to realize. She is an amateur boxing coach, which is really impressive, but in amateur boxing, it's not about knockouts. You're not going in there to knock your opponent out. It is more about the technique and going from point A to point B and just getting those touches in, and you do see that reflected in Maryna Moroz's style. She's not a fighter who's going to go in there and really sit down on a lot of her shots. She is very volume over power, and it does get frustrating if I'm being honest. When you watch her fights, it's always very difficult to judge a Maryna Moroz fight because you don't really know what landed and what didn't land. You realize she is very active, and when she uses the grappling side of her game, which I'm sure we'll talk about, you definitely see how effective she can be. But when it is on the feet, I always find it very difficult to tell what round she is and is not able to win, because the majority of the time, Maryna Moroz will have the higher volume at the end of the round. If you just look at the pure numbers, Maryna Moroz is running laps around these ladies in every single round. But then when you take into consideration effective striking, you do notice that she does get landed on more than she will land on her opponent sometimes. It's just the fact that there is so much volume associated with what she throws on the feet, it does become misleading. But my whole point about Maia in her grappling was, I don't think her basic boxing combinations in her kicking is going to be enough. I think if she does go in there and try to use the game plan that we have seen as of late, we're just going to see one of those rinse and repeat Maryna Moroz on the outside. I'm going to win 30-27. I really think Jennifer Maia needs to mix in the grappling, because if we don't see that version of her at all, Maryna Moroz is just going to be happy to stand on the back foot and throw her crazy amount of volume.
Yeah, Maia's takedowns aren't the greatest either, and the trouble for Maia is they threw her right to the fire after she was the Invicta champ. Her first fights against Liz Carmouche, who challenged for the belt at 125 and 135, and then was successful in capturing the belt over the Bellator. But for Maia, she's got the jiu-jitsu pedigree, Brazilian jiu-jitsu black belt. She trains at a shoot the box monstro. She just got married. Her husband's the coach. And for Maia, yeah, the takedowns are the trouble. It's kind of like Vanessa Demopoulos, who's earlier on in this card. Great at grappling, but not great at getting the fight down to the mat. Maia's a little bit more proficient when it does come to her boxing. She is quite adept at Muay Thai, but she doesn't have the same level of volume and zip as somebody like a Maryna Moroz from the outside. So again, the odds favor Moroz in this matchup. Maia is the underdog. We have a look at the Tapology votes. Surprised to us, they are to you. I'm going to give Maia a shadow of a doubt here. I'm going to say over under 60% Maia.
It should be over, you would think, because she definitely has the higher level of competition.
It's not. 564 total votes, 74% Moroz, 87% by decision. For the 26% that have Maia, 85% by decision. Matt, Maryna Moroz, if you go over to her Instagram, I was trying to figure out, like, she is training an American top team, a lot of great people to train with at that gym. 100%. She's really looked good in these last 3 fights as well, because you look at the 2 losses before that, and they are years ago. Carla Esparza and Angela Hill. Hill took her down in that fight and landed some really good volume in that one. But Moroz, really proud of being Playboy centerfold recently. Matt, I'm 99% sure Playboy doesn't make magazines anymore, so I have no idea what being a Playboy centerfold is in 2022. I don't know if you're just modeling clothes for them. I don't know what it means.
No idea.
It's not like the Jay Giles Band song. But in this matchup, Matt, do you think that the volume numbers on the outside can win it for the Iron Lady?
It's a weird fight because as of late, Maryna Moroz had a lot more success with her grappling. But again, I've said that. I don't think she can grapple with Jennifer Maia. I think that is Maia's best path to victory. And if Moroz does go in there with that volume striker mentality, I think she can have a really effective fight. But again, I'm saying this right now. I'm going to pick Maryna Moroz, but a lot of this pick is just based off of her with the crazy amount of volume. A lot of those strikes aren't going to land. And I realize that everybody who put money on Jennifer Maia or who picked Jennifer Maia at the end is going to be very upset about the decision. But when you do look at how Maryna Moroz fights, she does do a great job against low volume fighters. That is the one thing that her skill set can really take advantage of. Or Joanne, formerly known as Calderwood, jumping into full guards. But I do think Moroz, in her one niche in her style, is going to offer a difficult challenge to Jennifer Maia. But again, I've said this, huge step up in competition for Maryna in this
Too big of a step up. I do like that Moroz fight of the night that she had against Maeda Buena Silva. She was really able to mix it up. It was a close fight, but a great one for Moroz. And in taking on somebody like Jennifer Maia, I think Maia hits a little bit harder than the fighters that Moroz has taken on. She's definitely much more adept than somebody like Maria Agapova, who offensively Agapova is good. I mean, I've never seen a more disgusting submission than Jillian Robertson when she put her to sleep her last time out. But for me, I do like Maia. Again, it's a large step down in competition if in relative terms for Maia. So I'm going to go with the former title challenger here, and Maia's the underdog. Matt going with the Iron Lady, who's really on the rise, looking for a 4th win in a row in Moroz to get the win. You let us know down below in the comment section who you have in this matchup. A great fight on this card, headlined by Derek Lewis and Sergey Spivak. You're not going to want to miss it. Keep it locked in with Fight Night Picks. We always say, let's get into it.